The plugin I'm going to show you in this video is absolutely free, and I don't really make review videos. I don't really make videos on like plugins, but at the same time, I think it's valuable to let you know what tools I'm actually using. And since this one's free, yeah, I think you should know about it. What's up, you guys? Nathan Larsen back at you with another video for those of you guys who make music at home, whether you're an artist, songwriter, producer. If you write and record your own music at home, this is the channel for you. So let's just jump right into it. The plugin that I'm about to show you is a plugin by Slate Digital called Fresh Air. It is totally free. We can actually go in here, Fresh Air. This is actually what it looks like right here. And as you can see, it is an insanely simple looking plugin. It literally has two controls. And then there's this link button, which just links both controls. I'm going to show you this on multiple different things because this can be used in a wide variety of ways. And man, it sounds so stinking good. When I first heard about this plugin, I didn't think that there was any way it could be that good, especially with only like two knobs and you don't even control the frequency. It's just like mid-air and high air and that's it. What I'm going to show you is how this actually sounds on vocals, on some guitars, on keyboards, on a number of different things in an actual track that I'm working on right now. So let's go ahead and do it. What I want to do is first start by showing you a part of this track. This is not mixed. So the very first thing I want to do is actually show you what we're going to be listening to. And then I'm going to show you with no fresh air. We're going to be listening to the vocals specifically. We'll listen in the context of the whole mix and then I'll pull it out. This particular track is still in production. So we're not at the mixing phase yet, but I do want to show you with what we've got here so far. So we're going to go with this very first chorus, mainly because there's no drums. There's not a whole lot going on that's going to get in the way. So you should be able to hear it pretty well. This is what the vocals sound like with absolutely no fresh air. You can see here, I only have auto-tune, a compressor, and then another compressor. There's not even any EQ happening, and it sounds pretty darn good. This is what we got.
Hold on, love don't come that easy. Hold on, love is worth the waiting, baby. Oh, only takes a moment for the world to change, and love might take you far away.
As you can hear, obviously the vocals are nice and front and center. Pretty simple arrangement so far. It ends up getting pretty darn crazy later on in the track. But what I want to do is actually throw on fresh air here, and we're going to start actually listening to what this does to the actual sound overall. So with nothing here, what I'm going to do is set this to 50%. Actually, what I'm going to do is 50% on both. I'll just link them for the time being. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and solo out this vocal. This is what it sounds like. I just turned it off.
Hold on, love don't come that easy.
So now let's go ahead and turn this on, see what it sounds like. 50% on mid-air, 50% on high air. And then we'll kind of dial in what each of these individual frequencies sound like.
Hold on, love don't come that easy.
So again, without,
hold on,
with it.
Hold on.
Makes a very, very big difference. And in my opinion, this is too much happening. Let's turn high air completely off. And what I'm going to do is play this and start just cranking up mid-air as we go so you can hear where this is actually happening and what it's actually doing. Let's go ahead and listen. So let's start at 0 and then we'll incrementally increase it.
Hold on, love don't come that easy. Hold on, love is worth the waiting, baby. Oh, only takes a moment for the world to change, and love might take you far away.
So start over without it, and then I'll just turn it back on.
Hold on, love don't come that easy.
So you can really hear it in that top end, and it does what it sounds like. It's fresh air. It's adding air and breath, and it's adding just a lot of the higher frequency. So that's the mid-air. Okay, let's go ahead and take a listen at just high air alone.
Hold on, love don't come that easy. Hold on, love is worth the waiting, baby. Oh.
Obviously, really, really radical. You would not want to push it that hard. At least I would not want to push it that hard. So dialing in these settings is definitely one of those things where you don't need to push it super hard to get it to start actually doing a lot. So we're going to go ahead and just dial in a couple settings here that I personally will like. I actually kind of like a little bit of that high, nice shimmer to it. And then we'll add a little bit of this mid-air.
Hold on, love don't come that easy. Hold on, love is worth the waiting, baby. Oh, only takes a moment for the world to change, and love might take you far away.
Okay, let's try it without it again.
Hold on, love don't come that. Hold on, love don't come that easy.
So as you can hear, it makes a very big difference. So again, I really can't believe that this is just a totally free plugin and it sounds this good. I would expect a plugin that sounds like this to cost at least something. So let's go to this moment right here. This is also in the chorus where I add in this delayed piano you're going to hear right here. You'll notice that I actually just turned off a 2BQ. This is the kind of Pultec 2BQ in Logic, which actually sounds really fantastic. But I'm going to basically do what I was doing before. You can hear it. I'm really pushing the highs. You can see I'm like boosting the living crap out of 6K. And what I'm gonna do is turn that off, and we're gonna use fresh air instead to get something similar. So let's go ahead and listen to this. And again, I'm gonna start just cranking them up. We're gonna see what it does to the sound. Okay, so that mid-air, it's doing some, it's not doing a ton, but you can really hear it you can hear some of those mids start to just kind of open up a little bit, but you'll notice I had to crank it above 50 for it to really start impacting the sound. And a lot of that is just the range that the piano is actually in and just the actual tone of the piano in the first place. So let's go ahead and crank up the higher and see what this does. You can really hear it in the actual like that kind of sound. So it's more like the actual hammers hitting the string. That's really what you're hearing. So let's just turn it all up to 100%, see what this does. You can really hear the percussive element of the piano is definitely coming through. In this case, I think this is actually a good example of where I personally don't think fresh air would do a ton. I would probably just go with the 2BQ. And the reason I'm showing you this is that it doesn't necessarily sound just amazing on everything, and there are different applications and different times to use it, so I like this 2BQ. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I just have more control over what actual frequencies I'm using in the first place. You can see here, and I'm boosting the living crap out of it. I mean, I turned that up a lot. With that vintage EQ, you kind of need to push it a little bit harder for it to actually do a whole lot. And real quick before I show you the next one, if you're a producer looking to level up your home studio production game, you need to check out my course, Producer Accelerator. It's the ultimate online music production course. I have over 150 lessons, exclusive discounts, and actual feedback from myself within the private Facebook community. Link down below. Let's go ahead and take a look on guitar, because on this particular guitar that I'm going to show you, it definitely sounds pretty darn good. We're going to do it on this lead guitar part right here. And you can see I use this 2BQ as well to crank some of the highs, so let's turn that off. It's not doing a ton actually. So let's go ahead and add fresh air, and let's just link it and do 50% across the board and see what this does. You can definitely hear it there, so let's turn it off. It's definitely helping. And a lot of that is because the actual tone of the guitar, the actual frequency spectrum that the guitar is actually taking up in space, that's why fresh air is actually doing a little bit more. I think I could push it maybe even a little bit harder just to see what this does. Let's go to 75%. That's 100, so I think 100's a little much. Let's maybe split the difference, like do 65. Let's actually show you what this sounds like in context. I'm going to take the vocals out. And actually what's funny, and this is also why you don't really want to solo this stuff out. I'm soloing it out so you can really hear it, but actually what I noticed was I want to push it even more than I had it, mainly because I want it to stand out. Part of that's a volume thing. I can definitely crank up the volume. So here's without it. Just notice how this actually allows that guitar to actually cut through so much more. Here's without it. So you can notice, first of all, you can really hear that piano doing the same melody, but you kind of start losing that guitar. So if we turn this on, let's actually listen with the guitar now. All of a sudden that guitar really starts coming through quite a bit more. You can really start to hear it, which I think is fantastic. So I'm definitely going to leave it on there. Let's take a look at acoustic guitar. So I do have an acoustic guitar part here. I'm thinking that it might be nice to do live acoustic eventually. This was just a placeholder. This is the native instruments like acoustic sessions or something like that. So we're just going to do verse 2. We're going to just do instrumental for the time being. Let's make sure the vocals are out. We're going to really be listening into the acoustic guitar here. So here's just the acoustic guitar. Fresh air is turned off. Okay, so it sounds pretty darn good, that nice palm muted kind of thing. Let's listen in the context of everything else. What I really want to do is I want to make this acoustic guitar really cut, okay? So obviously you can do this stuff with EQ, but the value add here is that you're literally using two knobs. So let's just link them again. Let's do 50, 50. Let's listen to it soloed out. And then what I'm going to do is put it back in context to see if it's actually doing enough in terms of the context of everything. So that's nothing. Here's with it on 50/50. It's super, super noticeable, but the thing that's interesting is that you're adding this shine and shimmer, and it doesn't sound horrible. Let's just see what that sounds like. That sounds pretty terrible. Okay, that does not sound very good to me. What I want to really do is see, okay, what does it actually sound like in the context here? So here's without it. So you can really hear it sounds a little more muted, a little more mellow, but the moment we turn fresh air on 50/50, on mid-air and high air, listen to how much this is, you just really start to hear it. And the percussive nature of the acoustic guitar is really what I want to shine through here. I think that sounds really good. So again, same thing there. We could use like a vintage EQ or something like that, or like SideQ from Sound Toys or any number of different plugins. But again, this thing's free and it's 2 knobs. You just turn it on, it sounds stinking awesome. So that right there is Fresh Air. I highly recommend getting it. If you don't have this already, literally just go get it. It's free. I'm not sponsored by Slate. I'm not saying this because they asked me to. This is actually the only plugin that I even own from Slate, but it is very, very good. I highly recommend you go get it. I'll leave a link in the description down below. If you like the video, make sure you subscribe. Check out more videos that I have, somewhere around here. We'll see you in the next one.